What's up, Bear?
Yo, what you got, cold beer?
Yeah, I got some Bud Light.
Oh, I'm in game. Why'd it make me leave?
What do you mean leave?
Yeah.
No, it just made me
Um,
get up.
Oh yeah. Every now and then
oh
you want
shit.
to. Every now and then you want to get up from your seat and sit back down, because otherwise, if we don't
Hey,
move
Bear,
around
let's go
enough,
grab another.
it'll kick us out of the
Let's go
mission.
grab another
Yeah.
beer.
It's really important.
No, all you have to do
Yeah.
is move the right analog stick.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I just did that
Oh, you
before and I
can't
got
buy
kicked
another
out of it.
beer just because they're dead body right here.
You have to hit L2 to bring up his actions.
No, I was trying. It wasn't working.
Let me have a beer. Maybe you've been cut off already.
Oh shit, it won't let me grab one. That's dumb. Anyways, I guess we'll just sit right here.
There you go. I've put the new stream up.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
Yep.
Okay, welcome viewers to the second edition of the Valentine newsletter. Tonight we have two exclusive interviews with none other than the BSV leader, Killzone0194, and we have a new recruit to the Black Skull Vendetta, Bearjew69x. Welcome guys, thanks for coming on tonight. First of all, I'm going to start with questions for Killzones. Killzone, tell us a little bit to the viewers at home about how the Black Skull Vendetta was formed and how you come up with the name, and just tell us a bit about the beginnings of the gang.
Well, at the start, I was pretty much with this other gang. They were called Ivory, the Ivory Fangs, I believe that's what they were called. And from when I was with them, I decided like, hey, I'm gonna make another gang and try to make it fun, you know, a lot of events that we do. And we went from there, and now the group is pretty much big, you know.
Yeah. How many members have you got in the BSV currently?
Active, I would say about 50, and altogether we have about 140, but I don't think most of them are probably spies, and I'm just being honest.
Okay. Bearjew69, we haven't known each other that long. You obviously started out with the notorious Bounty Hunter gang and Chris Savage and his crew. You're now with us in the BSV. Tell us a little bit how about you come to the scene of Red Dead Redemption 2, and also tell us a bit how you met up with Chris and the Bounty Hunter gang.
Man, definitely a fan of the first game. Was definitely disappointed this game took fucking 8 years to make, but
Yeah, right.
Ran into Savage on a Facebook page and answered, and pretty much went and tried out for his little squad and fought in some pretty nice battles with him.
Yeah. Okay. And how long was you in the Bounty Hunter gang?
Almost 2 weeks.
Almost 2 weeks. Okay, it's a long time when you're actually playing every day in a gang, though. 2 weeks feels like 2 months, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
No doubt. Okay. Back to you, Killzones. A bit of more of a deeper question. I mean, you have a long-running feud with the Blackwater Griefers, the notorious Blackwater Griefer gang. Tell us about how you met the Blackwater Griefer gang. I mean, which member particularly did you meet? How did it all come about? I mean, I know that Thy Daniel 12, a member of the Blackwater Griefers / the Harvesters of Sorrow now, was in your crew. Tell us a little bit about that and how that all transpired.
Oh man. Okay, so I probably made Black Skull Vendetta in December of, the end of last year. And This guy, his name was Daniel, he joined the group, and he was like, hey, I'm willing to play, blah, 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 I'm this level. I think he was like level 20 or something when he joined. And, from there, we pretty much started playing together. We became really good friends. And, he started bringing up Blackwater Griefers, like, let's be allies with them, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we don't really grief, so there'd be no point. And there was a fallout that we had in the party chat, and we pretty much said a lot of harsh words. There was a lot of Black Skull Vendetta members that heard it. You know, it caused a lot of members to leave.
Right.
And after that point, they started jumping. He went to Blackwater Griefers pretty much for protection, and they pretty much from there was jumping my game every day, all day long. Like I couldn't even play online. I couldn't even do anything. So I pretty much just had to sit there and get griefed because, like I said, I only had 5 members at the time. And there was a few members that stuck by my side even after all the griefing, and they're still with us. And yeah, pretty much it went from there. And ever since, it just never stopped. They got personal and, you know, started talking about... At one point, I had like 50 people messaging me. They all deny it. I had 50 people messaging me talking about like, yo, I'm gonna come fucking murder you. I'm gonna come kill you and your family and blah, blah, blah. Then started, you know, talking about my daughter. Till this day, they deny it. And then Daniel, he has this screenshot of me talking about his daughter after I retaliated of what they said. But,
right.
You know, they deny everything. All I know is I know what the truth is, and they deny it.
So you hooked up with Daniel 12, you took him into the BSV, but somewhere along the line, his connections with the Blackwater Griefers led him to kind of betray you, is that right?
Yep. Yeah, I was actually really shocked because he played with me for a while, and then all of a sudden he just, you know, we just had an argument, and then that's when he decides to jump to them and pretty much get them to fuck with me.
Yeah, okay. I mean, if you don't mind, go a little bit more deeper into how you become, how you start this whole vendetta with the Blackwater Griefers, particularly, I mean, he's not now we acknowledge the ex-leader of the Blackwater Griefers, Trump's your Prez 99, how you met him and how that whole sort of beef came about, other than Daniel leaving to go there.
So wait, you want me to talk about me and Trump, or you want me to talk about all of it at once?
I want to know how the beef started between you and the Blackwater Griefers, other than Daniel leaving and going over to them.
Well, after, you know, I'm not gonna lie, after they were, you know, pretty much ruining, you know, the fun that I was having in a game that I paid for, I pretty much went to Facebook and I was, you know, kind of complaining, and then this guy named Woody started attacking me, you know, in the Facebook. Then we had these this guy named James and Cosio. They were doing fucking, like, you know, fake porn and shit, pretty much taking my profile pictures and taking my face and putting it on fake porn, pretty much just to make me look like I'm some animal or some shit like that. I don't know, but from there, it just escalated, and like I said, I had like 50 people. I wish I would have kept the screenshots, but like I said, I didn't want to see that shit in my, you know, my group chat. Plus, my girlfriend sometimes looks at my phone. I didn't want her to see this stuff. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It was just, it got ridiculous at one point, and now, you know, we're fighting back, and they don't like it.
Yeah, right. I mean, they seem to have started all of the nastiness, in my opinion, all the screenshots and the personal stuff. It seems to come from their end more than us. I think recently the Alliance particularly has been giving them a piece of their own medicine and getting deep into their shit. You know, half of those people have fake profiles, and the reason why they have fake profiles is because they don't want to be targeted. They want to bully people, but they don't want to be bullied. You know, that's the truth of it. And the reason they don't want to be bullied is because they don't want their people hitting up their shit. They don't want people getting personal with them. And it seems like they targeted you as well as a load of different gang leaders at the time to start these beefs. Okay, cool. What do you think about the reach that the Blackwater Grievous has? I mean, they've got the Blackwater Times, they've got also the Salt page run out by Matthew Fox. It seems to be like a whole sort of page or network devoted to keeping them on top right. To anyone that tries to fight back, they get made to look stupid, to look silly, to humiliated, and the gay porn memes and all the funny shit they do. So what do you think about Matthew Fox particularly, and the Salt page, Red Dead Redemption Salt page?
What I think about Matthew Fox, you know, I never had a problem with him. I don't think I've ever even came in contact with his group, and at least maybe once or twice I think we came in contact with them. But other than that, we never really had problems with them. You know, we always had problems with BWG, and Matt, or not Matt, but me and Brian, you know, we had a disagreement, or there was a confrontation that we had over Facebook, and you know, he got a little personal. Then he went to the Salt page and pretty much started saying that I'm taking shit personal, blah blah blah. He pretty much played the victim, but yet he's the one that did the background. He literally looked up my name and he paid for a background check on me just so he could see where I live, my family's names, and stuff. He even named my daughter. Like it was almost like he was planning on coming and attacking me personally.
Right.
And I feel like Matthew, he shouldn't have took Brian's side. I was not in the wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong, but yet I'm the one getting banned. Actually, it's not just me. It was me, you, Chris, Scott. We were all banned from the Salt page because of Brian and his actions.
Right, I mean, it just seems like, you know, they've got a whole page where they boast that there is no rules other than reporting that shit, but as soon as we take that shit to an extreme level, I mean, I'm not proud of some of the stuff that I've done as well, but I'm just retaliating to these motherfuckers that have done it to us, you know?
Exactly.
And it seems like today, the Alliance, that we've been booted off the Red Dead Salt page, you know, we're not on there any longer. Matthew Fox has taken us off the page, he's blocked us, so we can't be heard, we can't give them the same shit back, which is fine. I don't want to be a piece of that shit page anyway. It's toxic at the very best. But also, I mean, what's your thoughts on them actually deleting us off the page? I mean, how do you feel about that?
Honestly, I think that's a victory for us, because, you know, we retaliated with the personal shit. You know, they got so personal with us to the point we had to get personal with them. And the fact that they kicked us from the group, I feel like that's a victory for us. And the fact that Brian blocked me, and Brian's literally the one that started all this, and he claims he doesn't want no part of it.
Yeah.
You know, I claim all this as a victory. We pretty much won against the people that are our enemies.
I mean, the way I see it with Trump is that I've known him for a long time, just like you, from the beginning of the game. I mean, I feel like now, after speaking to him a lot, he wants to come away from the whole griefing side of things. He wants to focus on the Blackwater Times, which I've told him, do that, but at least report fairly on us. You know, don't always fight in the corner of the Blackwater Griefers. If you want to be a true outlet to this community and a figurehead of this community, I'm happy for you to do that. I champion that shit, but at the same time, don't always be focusing on the other guys. Don't always be saying that BSV are pussies and not giving us any credit for the shit that we do, right? But anyway, Brian, he seems to have, he wants to go down the route with what he's doing with the PvP. That's what he likes to do, and I believe him. He doesn't want this beef, he doesn't want this personal shit. Yeah, do I think that his actions led to all of this happening? Yes. Him directly, he didn't actually necessarily post some of this stuff, but because these feuds that he started with us and so on, it just led and led and led and led. So a lot of us in the community feel like Brian particularly is responsible for these things happening. But all said and done, we've talked to Brian. We're not going to involve him in any personal shit anymore. We've still got our war with the griefers. That's not going to end. We've still got our war with the rabbits. But as far as Trump goes, I think it's fair to say that us in the BSV, we're not going to do any more shit with Brian. We're gonna be cool with Brian, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, he was talking to me, and I'm not gonna say anything that he was saying and stuff. But I'm pretty much all I'm gonna say is, yeah, we're pretty much done with all that personal shit. We're not doing that no more.
Yeah.
But if we have to, we will. That's, you know, we'll get very personal, and we proved that recently. Not to fuck with us anymore. Yeah,
man. I mean, you know, Brian, if you're listening, you know, guns on the ground, white flag. We're happy to just to call it with you. We don't want to. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the person that's just getting personal. You know, I'm slowly becoming like the people that I set out to destroy. You know, and I think a lot of us feel like we didn't start that, but we've kind of been drawn into it. And yeah, I want to take this shit now in game, report on the newsletter, and you know, kick it to them is the way they kick it to us. But all right, moving on. Let's talk a little bit. Again, another question to you, Killzones. You've done a lot of 1v1s in the community. Everybody laughs and says, "Oh, Andy wants to do a 1v1." But to be fair to you, you turn up for these 1v1s. You fought a number of people. I think the only person you've lost to is Trump. Is that right?
Yep, and that's why I respect Trump in the game, because he's the only one that has beaten me so far in a 1v1. I went up against Bulgarian, leader of Rhodes Mafia. Then I went up against Hosey, which I believe she's the second leader of Rhodes Mafia. I beat Bulgarian. It was like 9. I don't remember, but it was something like that. I beat Bulgarian, and then I beat Hosey, and I beat Hosey 3 times. And from there, you know, a lot of people don't want to win. And then I beat I almost forgot what is his name, Outlaw SDG from Blackwater Griefers. They talked a lot of shit, said that he was gonna beat me and demolish me. But if you watch the video that I posted on YouTube, you can clearly see that it was him and a random against me, and I still won.
Yep. 100%.
And a lot of people talk a lot of shit like, "Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. You suck at the game." I always say, you know what, you want a 1v1, let's do it with no ability cards, no nothing, I'll still whoop your ass.
No, yeah, you've done well, and I watched the clip of you against Outlaw last night, and there can be no excuses. There can be no excuses, you know.
Oh, dude, you could have seen it on the slot page. You're like, "Oh, you had your dude Scott throwing fire bottles at me." If you literally watch that video, we 1v1'd with no interruptions. At the end of the video was when Scott jumps in and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw a fire bottle," and he did it at the perfect time. And you know, we murdered him and we burned him alive.
Yeah. That's good, man. That's good. I was smiling watching that clip. It was very good. All the shit they'd be talking, saying you're a pussy, yada yada yada. Turn up, bash 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 bash. Random gets involved, bash 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 bash. So I don't know where you are, Outlaw, but if I was you, I'd be hiding under a rock somewhere. Yes.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you talking about? This dude's murdered already. Remember, he's gone. He's out of the. He's not even alive no more.
Nah, he's good. Okay. What's your opinions? I mean, this is quite a large subject to cover, but we'll kind of go for the list. What's your opinions on Alan and the Dead Rabbits and the war that we have going with them? They're kind of in the middle of it all. I mean, we didn't seek out a war with the Dead Rabbits, but we kind of now are at war with the Dead Rabbits. What do you feel about Alan and the Dead Rabbits?
Yeah. Okay, so me and Alan, I couldn't even explain to you how me and him became enemies. I think it had something to do with, at the time, you know, it was me and you, and I think you were with who? Was it Valentine Hooligans, or was it?
I think it was with the Vendetta and some of the Scottish guys, yeah.
Oh yeah, then I seen him talking about, you know, personal shit, you know, bringing up Stempy's past and how he's a woman beater and blah blah blah, and then bringing up, I think it was either your kid or my kid, so I stepped in, like, started talking shit back to him, and that's pretty much how our rival started. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But other than that, Ellen sucks shit. It's like, he sucks. Like, I've killed him a lot in battles. The only time he's ever been able to really kill me was, you know, when it was him and like 5 others shooting at just me, and I had nobody by my side, like, shooting with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like the last battle, actually, now that I think about it, the last battle that I seen him in, I literally roped him like 7 times and caught his ass on fire, and he denies that too. I mean, like, he denies everything.
Yeah, Alan does
he's pretty much a Blackwater Griefer wannabe, if you ask me.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same story with me over here, just diverting from your... I mean, I was on the Salt page, talking my shit with the Griefers, like I do. I was talking shit with the Rose Mafia, the two crews that I genuinely have a beef with. And then all of a sudden, this name keeps appearing. Alan. Who the fuck is this guy, Alan? He keeps running a load of shit to me. He's running his mouth. I'm just like, Alan, just fuck off to the irrelevant corner. I don't even know who you are. You're not even involved in this beef. He starts running mad shit about me. I retaliate with my mad shit. You know, I'm one for... I can talk shit with the best of them. All of a sudden, no, he's taking it to the next level. He's putting pictures up of my family and shit like that. So yeah, I sink to a new level, and I put shit about his family. And you know what? I wished I hadn't said shit about his family, because it just makes me as low as him. That's just pure ego bullshit, just getting the better of me. But the point is, he started the whole beef, and every time I've rolled into battle with the Griefers, with you, he's either been with them, or he's turned up with them, or he's spawned in on them. He seems to have some sort of, like you say, he's a Blackwater Griefer wannabe, in my opinion. Okay, moving on from the Dead Rabbits then. I mean, we've already kind of covered the Midwest Christians, or the Harvest of Sorrows, with Daniel and Matthew Fox. Let's take it towards Bear now. So Bear, you're obviously in the notorious Bounty Hunter gang. You guys have been part of the Alliance. You've been fighting the same gangs that we have, but recently you've come over to the Black Skull Vendetta because, let's just say, you don't necessarily agree with the way Christy Savage runs the group. So what was your main incentive to come over to the Black Skull Vendetta and hook up with us?
Well, without turning this into the old Salt page, I wanted to play Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption, not Chris's Red Dead Redemption.
Right. You wanna elaborate on that? Or is that, if that's it, if that's all you got, that's cool. We can move on to the next subject.
Details, kind of.
Yeah.
Blasted.
Let's keep it clean. Well, okay, that's cool. Chris is happy for you to be with us, and we're all part of the same alliance, fighting on the same side, and we're glad to have you. You got mad skills, so that's all good. Okay, what do you think, Killzones? What do you think about the leadership of the Blackwater Griefers? I mean, we know that Brian's now went off in his own avenue, and good luck to him, and we wish him well. But so far as I understand it, Big Ched is the leader of the Blackwater Griefers. Now, I never see this guy. I've only seen him in a server once when we ran him off. He doesn't really seem to get involved. I mean, what's your opinion of the... I've seen him in the posse leader chat back down to 1v1s versus you. I mean, what's your opinion on Big Ched and the leadership of the Blackwater Griefers?
Are you asking me or are you asking Bear?
I'm asking you. I'm asking both of you.
Okay, well, honestly, any leader, if you're challenged to a 1v1, you don't back down. You know, you prove that you have what it takes to defend your name. And you witnessed it, Matt, in the event chat that Brian created. I called him out and I made him look like a fucking bitch. And you know, you could tell that he was getting mad in the messages. And pretty much, I don't think he should be. I don't even think that group should even exist. Honestly, they're a bunch of scrubs. I'm sorry if I'm talking shit about them, but I'm sure they're gonna hear this. I really don't care.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, that leads me on to my next thing. I mean, this is a bit more of a... I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but a lot of people have criticism against you, Killzones, for one instant. I mean, we've all done things that are wrong in this thing. You know, I've got my own reputation, Matt the Rat, yada, yada, yada. But one thing that people always bring up against you, particularly, is the post that was put on the Salt group of you going into a party chat with Big Ched, with a few other members. I think James White and a few others were there. Daniel was there, and you were kind of drunk, and you were... Talk a bit more about that. Do you regret going into that chat? Why was you in that chat, etc., etc.?
Honestly, I have never actually watched that video. Maybe the first like 10 seconds, I was like, okay, I can already see where this is going. But I was wasted. Like, I was literally wasted that day. And they invited me to the party, so I was like, you know what, why not? I went to the party, and apparently, I guess they're trying to say that I like was begging them to join them or something like that. But honestly, I don't remember that at all. That entire day, that conversation, any of it. I don't remember nothing, none of it. So to me, every time they bring that up, it doesn't bother me. You know what I mean?
Well, to me, listening as an outsider in, it kind of sounded like, yeah, you were drunk. You were trying to kind of call a truce with them, from when I've listened to it a couple of times. But they were kind of bringing you into that chat to dog you, I think, and just kind of take the piss. You know, that's why they set that whole thing up and recorded it to get you in a moment where Daniel had left. You were entering their chat. You were kind of saying, look, let's call it of all the screenshots. Let's call it of all the beef. But what they did is they just took the piss and just took it one step further. Then to add to that, taking the piss, they then threw it up on the Salt page and tried to discredit you as a leader and so on. A lot of us haven't. A lot of us don't give a fuck about that clip. You know, we know that every time we fight these people, you're leading our crew, you're on our side. So, you know, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to talk a bit about that. Okay. Sorry, carry on.
Never mind. You continue. I forgot what I was about to say.
Okay. How do you guys, this can be a double-ended question, you can both join in on this, how do you guys see that the war is going at the moment? I mean, the Blackwater Griefs have clearly got a lot more people they bring to the server, but how do you see the war going, and what's the end game?
Well, the way the war is going, you know, we've kicked their ass a couple times and they deny it, and they've kicked our ass plenty of times, you know, we can't deny that. You know, we're not gonna lie about the L's that they gave us, but we have gave them a lot of we have taken a lot of W's from them, and they lie till this day. But now we've recently started getting video footage of stuff that we've been doing to them, and they don't even comment on those. They don't even disagree. You know what I mean? Because they know we're fighting back. And the war actually recently has got really, I mean, like really personal, to the point we got kicked from the Salt page. You know. They don't even want nothing to do with us, blah, blah, blah. But other than that, this war, I don't know if it's over. I don't know if it's going to continue. But I'm pretty sure we'll be seeing them on the battlefield more.
Yeah, okay. Anything to add to that, Bear? Or you want to add anything to the wars that you've been involved in? I mean, you've been in a lot of shoot-ups, mainly on the bounty hunt gang side of things. But you still turned up and you've been on our side for the last 1 or 2, right?
Yeah. As you can tell, I'm a man of few words, but I'd say cool. They're a necessary evil. They're a necessary evil. I mean, the gameplay is just kind of stale right now, so why not go shoot it out with them? What else are we gonna do?
So you're kind of into that sort of Batman versus Joker thing, evil versus good, alliance versus griefers, yada yada yada.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I dig
Not
that
as much
shit.
as some people, but yeah.
Oh yeah, the one thing I do want to mention about the last question you asked about that video is they literally knew I was drunk. Like, they knew I was wasted, so they pretty much took advantage of that situation and managed to get me into that party.
Yeah, I feel like watching that back, thy Daniel, he kind of set you up. He kind of set you up for a bit of a moment, you know. But that's fine. You know, thy Daniel's a fat kid from Kansas who's got a pink iPhone. We don't give a fuck what he says. Anyway, so let's go on to a more recent thing that's happened. We're all shocked by it in the Alliance. OMW 2FY B69x. I mean, a little bit of background history for the viewers before we begin the questions is, this guy is part of the BSV. He's known you a lot longer than me. When you had your alliance with us to fight the griefers, he met a load of my guys. Now, it transpires over the last couple of weeks he keeps playing with those same guys. We find out about it, we're cool about it. He can play with who he wants to play with, right? But what we have said to him, and we've posted the messages on the Valentine newsletter, is don't go against us, bro. Don't load these people into our session. Don't turn up with them and start shooting against us. And he agreed that, you know, he wasn't about that. BSV, he said, all the way. Then we find out that he's completely betraying us. He's sending messages to alliance groups, gangs. I won't mention the ones that he has sent them to. And he's trying to particularly set up you, Killzone, for a fall. Yeah. how do you feel about that? And tell us a little bit about you and OM.
Well, let me start off from the beginning. I met him probably about, I'm gonna have to say, probably the beginning of Black Skull Vendetta, maybe a couple weeks after. You know, we've been playing this game for probably 3 months together, and you know, we became pretty good friends, and I decided to make him leader. I talked to the other leaders, you know, they all agreed on it. We all liked him, and you know, we played for months, and then I met you, and we started an alliance. You know, we started going to war with BWG, and over the time frame, I'm pretty sure OMW started playing with the Scottish Outlaws after you guys broke up, and Mr. Grizz caught him in the game with them, and from there on forward, every time he would jump in our game, guess who would show up? It was the Scottish Outlaws. And that's the whole reason why I kicked him from the alliance. I kicked him from the group because I didn't want him to set up me or my members, and yet he still blames me, and he's mad at me for something he did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He
and
shows
a
no
lot of the
remorse.
group members were all shocked. Like, we're all very shocked that he went that route to try to jump us.
Yeah, yeah. It's bad as well, man, because I mean, like, you read the messages and he was literally saying, get these people in the session, I'll turn up with the Scottish Outlaws and we'll wreck them. And it's just like, why would you want to do that to us, bro? I mean, like, it just pisses me off that people do this shit all the time, you know? It's just like, they call me Matt the Rat, but be part of something. If you're involved and you're included and the people around you are actually good people, why the fuck do people have to do this shit? I mean, it's been a precedent in every gang I've been in where members, or normally it's the closest members to you as well that tend to do it, and it's just another example in your crew, BSV, with OM. But leading away from that, then we covered that. What's your opinions on the Scottish Outlaws, and particularly Stempy MMA, the leader of the Scottish Outlaws?
Well, the Scottish Outlaws. See, I can't even tell you why he even tries fucking with us. He is literally the least of our worries. Like, we don't give a damn about what he does or what his crew does. He's always messaging me on Facebook like, yo, we jumped you while you were trying to fight Blackwater Griefers, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude, we don't care. You know, you were there in our way. We killed you plenty of times. You know, he got lucky over a fucking feud, and I'm pretty sure he had a couple more members than we did. And we really don't give a damn about him or his crew.
He's
like,
a bit...
literally, our main target is Blackwater Griefers, and then they wonder why. The funny part is, too, they wonder why we target them the most, because of half the shit they've done. They act like they're innocent, they play the victim, and, you know, we're not, you know, we're here to take them down.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I mean, for me, the Scottish Outlaws are an inconvenience. I mean, when I broke up from them with a number of reasons, they didn't, you know, Stempy particularly running his mouth. Matt, you're naive. We don't want to jump on the griefers. We don't want to do this. Yada yada yada. You know, he was quite rude to you as well, which I told him wasn't the way to go. We don't need to be rude to people that are also being, you know, polite to us. And then, you know, I kick him out the chat. I kick a load of his buddies with him because there's no point of having his men with me. I don't want to have them here. And then a couple of weeks later, you know, back in the action, they all turn up, and it's just like, guys, you know, you didn't want to fight on our side when you had the opportunity, so, you know, fuck off. it's just but yeah, they're an inconvenience to us, it would seem. But okay, as we wrap up the interview then, guys, is there anything that anyone wants to say before we finish the interview? Because if so, now's your time to say it. Anything from you, Bear? Bear's good. Anything from you, Andy? I mean, anything to add to the subjects we've kind of already covered?
No, I think we're pretty much done with.
Okay, alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, people at home, thank you for watching. This is the second edition of the Valentine newsletter. Also, Blackwater Griefers, Dead Rabbits, we're coming for that ass.
We about to murder these motherfuckers.
Alan, if you're listening, you're rocking a chocolate starfish, but you're sucking it after. Yeah, some immature shit. Okay.
Hey, you should play that. Never mind.
Yeah, we got our little shout out here. We got a little shout out from our people, from our Unforgiven colleagues in the chat.
Yeah.
Guys, there's a poll.
Okay, the little. This is what the Unforgiven have to say to the Blackwater griefers and all. Okay, everyone, listen up.
Guys, there's a poll in roads. Let's go fight them with explosive ammo.
That shit cracks me up fucking every time. Every time I hear that shit. Okay, that's before we start getting into it.
He's gonna hear the end of this voice, this interview. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
He's like, guys, let's go to Rhodes and get some explosive ammo. It's just that shit cracks me up every time. Okay,
it cracks me up too.
Okay, and shout out to our colleagues as well in the Strawberry Network. We like what you're doing, and to everyone at home, thank you for listening. Take care. Okay, guys, I'm going to end the stream, and we'll go and get our $60 payout.